This movie was brought to you by DwayneWright.com, FileMaker Framework Solutions, virtual one-on-one FileMaker training, consulting, and custom design services. For more information, please visit www.DwayneWright.com. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne of DwayneWright.com, and in this movie we're going to cover the Products module inside of InBusiness CRM. So let's go ahead and pull it up. Okay, this is a little bit of a different look for InBusiness where we don't have one large horizontal tab at the bottom, but instead we have two large vertical tabs. The other areas are very consistent as far as record navigation. The status menu is hidden by default, but you can show it easily enough. And we do have the new and delete and find, perform find button, show all records, list view, print, create a new window in home screen, the quick search field, the pop down navigation, and buttons that are related to that particular module. So now let's go ahead and start talking about this very first vertical tab. So the first tab is called the General tab, and it has the auto-entered or auto-created product ID, the title or description, a category, and a large notes field. The second tab will show you sales that occurred for this particular product, in this case widgets. And we do have a magnifying glass that we can click, and it'll take us directly to that invoice. Quite similar is the Purchase Order module or Purchase tab linked to the Purchase Order module, showing you when that product was purchased, and again you can click the magnifying glass to bring up that particular purchase order. The next is the Receiving tab. When something is ordered on a purchase order, it is received into inventory, and these are those receiving transactions. Again, click on the magnifying glass, we'll bring up that purchase order. And down here you can see that we had a quantity 3 of the widgets and we have received 2 of those. We'll cover the receiving of products in a later movie about the purchase module. And finally we have the Adjustments tab. The adjustments are adjustments to inventory, either positive or minus, based upon some event that happened, like damage or perhaps comp units. So in this case, we can see we have a quantity on hand of 190 units, and we have had adjustments in the past of 10. So let's go ahead and create a new adjustment. Here's a new adjustment record. It has the date of the adjustment. Let's go ahead and adjust that 5. And we have the adjustment type of either add to inventory, this would be like a comp unit or found inventory, or remove from, this would be like damaged or spoiled goods. So we had a quantity on hand of 190. Let's add to inventory and say found unit in back room. Click the submit button. You can see our quantity on hand automatically changes. Our sum total of the adjustments are done, and then we see the item here. So now let's take a look at the first of two vertical tabs on the right hand side. This first one is broken into 3 levels: stock levels, activities, and background. So let's go ahead and take a look at the stock levels. Here we have the all-important quantity on hand, and it is a calculation between our initial level, our quantity sold, quantity received, and quantity adjusted. So here you can see we had initial level of 200 units. We've sold 2, we received 2, so that basically cancels those out. And our quantity adjusted is -5, bringing our quantity on hand down to 50. Now we do have on here their minimum stock level, which is 50, and our reorder amount, which means we're -145, so we still have 145 units to remove from inventory before we have to do the next reorder purchase order. And then we do have a balance here, and this is the balance between what has been ordered and what has been received. Now down here we have the include in value list option for invoices and purchase orders. And what that pertains to, let's pull up an invoice. When you click on the product ID, These shows you the different options. That's what this is used for. By default, you'd have it as yes, but if it's a twilight or no longer in use product, you can move it to no, and it would no longer show in those pop-down lists. And then, of course, we do have a product status, current or expired. The activities modules are activities that may be linked to a particular product, like in this case, the product was deemed as discontinued in a previous movie, so we really should have gone in and changed this to discontinued. And these are the different activity dates, and then you can pull those up. And we do have where you can set up different groups of activities to add. For more information, check out the Activities and Activity Groups movie on the InBusiness Basic CRM site. And finally, we have a background information. This includes the created and modified dates, created by and modified by whom for this particular record, and then a basic low-level auditing for this record. Now, the bottom tab is a 3-tabbed interface for prices, and you can define up to 4 different levels of default pricing for a particular customer, and of course 1 cost. And then we have different information you can get on each of the pricing as far as the price, the profit by calculating the costs, the margin, and the last time that price was updated. So let's go ahead and show this. We'll go ahead and click up this button up here to see a new window. And let's jump over to the companies module. And let's go ahead and show our status area and just move to a company down here. So let's take a look and see. There are no invoices for this company. Let's go ahead and set them up as a price level 2. Now we're not going to use the products area because that's used in a different area, and for more information on that, check the companies movie on the InBusiness Basic CRM website. Instead, we're just going to create a new invoice from here. So I'm going to create a new invoice. It's automatically going to be linked to the audio tech, and it is going to know that they're at a pricing level 2. So then when I go ahead and add a widget to that invoice, we should be pulling across the level 2 pricing by default. So let's go ahead and try it out. There's our new record to audio tech. Let's go ahead and put in a quantity of 2. Let's choose our widgets. There's the pricing. Notice that it automatically was flagged as level 2 pricing. Let's go back over to our other window. Level 2 pricing is $115, and it worked as expected. But again, you can change different pricing levels on the fly here, and of course you can manually change the price as needed. Let's close this window, and close the companies. And so that is the form view for the products module. The left-hand tab, general, related sales, related purchase orders, receiving transactions, and adjustments to inventory based upon positive or negative transactions such as spoilage or comp units. We have a stock levels tab, which shows our current inventory levels, activities that can be attached to a product, some background auditing information, 4 levels of pricing, along with additional details about those pricing. So that is the products module for InBusiness Basic CRM. Do you have questions or comments about the video you just saw? Please feel free to email me at info@dwainewright.com. Thank you.